Well, hello and welcome back. It's the 23rd of the 21st of December. So Merry Yule to all that celebrate. Let's see what we're going to get in today's little box. 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to pan you down, show you what we've got today. So today we have got the sugar cookies, another Target special. Just open that one up for you. So just pop that there. Just grab that from my box next to me. There you go. So again, beautiful bullseye on top of the capsule. And then here we have a lovely little shopping basket. Again, little nip to Target there. So in this one we have got a little nozzle for our resin. We've got some favourite day cookie icing. There you go. Add some fun white. So that's some nice white icing there for our cookies. We have got the same paper that we've had on all the other Target ones. Target Christmas ones, should I say. Very cute. And we have this lovely deep plate. Then we have a baking sheet. Very cute. We have the sugar cookie tray, which I believe has 3 of each design. I may be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have 3 of each. We've got three Santa, 3 snowmen, and 2 candy canes by the looks of it. Interesting. I'll open those up in a minute. And then in here we have got a spatula. And we have got some favourite day green sanding sugar. Add some sparkle. And some favourite day red sanding sugar. Add some sparkle. So there you are. And that is everything we get in this basket. So let's put that to one side. As usual, this is everything that we just unboxed. And then it says to ice the cookies, put the sanding sugar on, scrape the sugar off, and then cure them. So I might do things a little bit differently. We'll see. Let's see how it goes first. Okay. So grab my little tweezers. Make sure we're opening the right side this time. Okay. Okay. And yes, I did redo my nails because the longer ones were really annoying me. So we have got these lovely little snowman cookies. Very cute. These lovely little Santa cookies. Also very cute. And these lovely little candy cane cookies. So I think I'm going to do one of each, just to show you them, and then if I fancy making some more later I can. So I'm going to get my trusty used spatula out, so I'm not using the nice new one. Where's the solid? There's the tape. Just going to take the tape off of this pot of resin. There you go. Okay. So we'll get the lid off. And then we'll get the nozzle on. Apologies, I've got hiccups, I do apologise. And then we're going to grab our little tray, pop our little cookies on it, and then I'm just going to see how easy it is to ice them without covering the whole thing. There is a method to my madness. If it works, it will be wonderful. Okay. Let's leave that as a blob there. So it's not very easy, is the instant response to that. I'm just looking to see if I've got like one of my toothpicks or something over here. No. Okay, let's see how easy it would be with a spatula. Because I don't really want to cover the whole thing. I'd rather, if I can get away with it, do it in sections and then cure each section as I go, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work because the resin icing is quite thick, as you can see, and it's all quite small. I'm just a little bit worried that I'm not going to be able to do it justice like this. But I just think, I don't know, they're not my style, being completely covered in one colour. So I was hoping if I could do it in sections, then I could make it more my style. Please focus. There we go. We all know you want to, really. So as that one's coming down anyway, I would like the white furry brim on his cap. So hopefully we can get that sorted out. Okay. Okay. I'm so sorry it keeps going out of focus. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's just fill in that beard section. So I'm just taking you off camera just a second just to finish that beard off, because it's quite difficult to do it through the lens of the camera. It's almost like trying to do something in a mirror, which is quite challenging. I just want to get this beard nice, and it's very fiddly because it's very tiny. So very, very tiny. Okay. So as you can see, I've just put the white bits onto the white sections of his face. So I'm just going to grab my torch, give that a blast and see what happens. I'm really hoping that this works. I'm just trying to think what to use for the eyes and stuff. Because, I mean, I could just leave the eyes blank. Or I could put little fake cranberries in them, make him red-eyed. That'd be quite funny, but I won't do that. Do that. And then obviously I've got sections on the candy cane that are white, and quite a lot of the snowman that's going to be white, so this will be fun. Apologies, next door's dogs are not very happy today, so if my dogs start, I do apologise. I'm hoping that they won't, but you never know. Okay, so that one is obviously cured now. Just the white sections on that. So I'm going to do the white sections on this one. just holding you off to the side, so I'm really hoping it's not in focus. Of course it's not. Come on, focus, please. 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 Okay. Right, so now that we're in focus, I'm just going to peer around the side of my camera to do this. Yeah, it's very, very fiddly. I've got so many tools that I could use, but I don't want to get back up again, in honesty. Okay. That's not too bad. Yeah, I'm just going to do the bits that are going to be white sections first. And then I'll work out my strategy from there. Because I don't know whether to just do the white sections and cure them up like I did on the Santa's face. And then do different coloured resin with the sanding sugar in it as well. Or whether to just try and use this white icing in sections for the whole thing. And use the sanding sugar. Come on, please. Please, please, please. Focus. I know you want to. You know you want to. Please. Please. Right, 1 second. Let me just tap on my camera like that. Try and get it to physically focus. Hopefully it'll stay now that my hand's in frame. But yeah, I'm not sure which way around to do it, but we'll see how I feel once all the white sections are done. And we should go from there. This is very fiddly. I can see why they tell you to just do the whole thing, but I don't want to. I want my cookies to have a bit more detail to them because I am picky. So how is everyone today? I hope that we're all having a nice Sunday. The last Sunday before Christmas, my goodness. And as I say, if you celebrate it, then Merry Yule. If not, then Merry Sunday. Come on. Oh dear. I'm just going to leave that resin upside down because it's now decided it doesn't want to do anything anymore. Probably because I keep stopping and starting and it's annoying it. So I'm just going to leave that upside down for a couple of minutes. Use up what's left on my spatula and then we'll see where we are. I won't do any curing or anything off camera. Just trying to get this to stand up. There we go. Alright, I'll be right back. So I managed to get just enough off the spatula to finish the white sections of the snowman off. And I think what I am going to do is I'm just going to cure that up. And then I think what I am going to do is use the red icing that we got with the Target cart to do the red sections on these cookies. Just to give this a bit more chance to come down. Oh, sorry, terrible hiccups. I'm so sorry. And then once that's done and that's had a chance to come down, then obviously we can do the white sections on the candy cane. So I'm just going to cure that while I'm talking to you. Put them both under just to give that one a second cure as well. And then, yeah, hopefully it'll be working out quite nicely. So I'll do the red sections with that red icing. Trying to think if I've got any. I don't think I've got any black icing to do his eyes. I might have some dark brown. Just looking behind me just to see what leftover resins I've got. I've got quite a few different leftover resins, so I'm sure I can come up with something. Obviously the candy cane will just be white and red, so that's easy enough. The snowman will be a mixture of white, red and blue, I think, and black or dark brown for his gloves. And then Santa will be obviously red, white, and then black or dark brown for his eyes. So that's my plan. I'll just pop that in there. Double check that that is cured. Yep. So I think it looks much nicer. Oh yeah, we need orange for his nose as well, don't we? Parps. I would use one of those small carrots that we had, but obviously I have used that for the roast dinner that we did. So I'm just looking to see if I've got a nozzle over here, or if I put them all away. I've put them all away. I was being overly efficient. That's okay. That's okay. Ah, no, I haven't. I've still got it. That's still the one that we used the other day. Right, okay, cool. So, I'm going to, because this is quite a large void, I'm going to pop a little bit of it in here. And then hopefully that will self-level, but it doesn't look like it's going to. This resin is quite thick. So, I will just come back in with my spatula, just wipe off any remnants of the white. Come back in with my spatula. Oh gosh, don't put my finger in that. And then just work that resin along the hat. Again, I'm trying to keep it in focus and peer around the camera to ice it. It's quite difficult to do both, but I will make it, don't you worry. Oh, come on. Okay. See what I mean? It's really thick. It kind of like, it doesn't want to go where I want it to go, which is annoying. But we will get there. Don't you worry about a thing. Okay. Lovely. Just make sure that's all in the lines everywhere. Looks like it is. Okay, so now we'll take the red sanding sugar. Which has just decided it's going to come out anyway, so that's fine. Okay, give it a little tap. Just to make sure that's all covered. Then what I'll do is I'll give that a quick cure. Where's my lamp for this? There's my torch. Give that a quick cure and then I'll just dust off. Where's my little unused brush? Do that while I'm trying to find it. Now I've got it. Aha! And use my little unused brush to get that extra sanding sugar off. And hopefully we won't have any overspill. Okay. It's almost like fine glitter, so anyone that's ever used fine glitter, you know what it's like. Even if it's not something gluey, it will just stay where it falls, because it's a pain in the bottom. So I'm just dusting off any sanding sugar that's not gone just on his hat. Get off of there, you. A little bit there, okay, and a little bit there. There we are. So, see what I mean? I think that looks a lot nicer than having the whole thing red like they show in the picture, or green. I just think it looks nicer personally. So I'm just going to pop that to one side. Dust this off as well. And I'm just going to nip over to my opened resin and just see if I've got an orange, a blue, a pink and a black or dark brown. One moment. Okay, so I couldn't find any blue, but I did find a green. So you can have a green jacket. I found some black leftover Krispy Kreme, but because this nozzle wasn't sealable, I'm not sure how good that is. So I grabbed some chocolate syrup as well, just in case. And some pink for Santa's nose and skin. So that's all of that. I also grabbed the end of a joss stick that I had up on my shelf that I've obviously used for something at some point. So that's fine. So let us do... Oh, this is annoying me. Pop you in there. Let us do the... Yeah, this is leaked at some point, so I'm just going to grab my glove and open it with that. Ugh. Come on. You can do this, I know you can. There we go. Yes, I'm not sure quite what's happened there. It's just been sat on the shelf, but maybe it's got a bit too warm. I do not know. But either way, let's get a little bit of that out. I'm not going to need much. And then just grab our little snowman and pop that into his nose cavity. How does that look? A bit odd, but it's alright. Just see if I can just make that a bit tidier off camera. Yeah, it looks alright. So that's fine. Okay, so that's all the orange I needed, so I can pop that cap back on there and I'll clean that up before I put that one back over on my shelving. You stay up. Okay, you stay up that way then. So that's that bit, and then let's see what we can do about this black. See if we can use it. Okay. So we're going to want black for his eyes. Looks a bit brown, but that's fine. That's fine. And then on his little gloves. You can see it's gone a bit chunky. So I'm just making sure he's got his lovely little brown gloves. Which obviously, as I say, normally would be black, but I don't have any black icing. So I should do this instead. And then we'll do his scarf and the bottom of his self in the green. But we're going to cure this first, because I want his hat to be red with some sanding sugar, and then the green bits to be green with sanding sugar. So I want to make sure the rest of this is done and cured before we move on to the sanding sugar, because we don't want sanding sugar in everything, because that sort of negates the point of doing things the way I'm doing them. So he does look a bit scary with those eyes, I'm not going to lie. Is there anything I can do about that? I'm sure there probably is. So I'm just using my little bit of wood just to remove any resin that's outside of the eye holes, in the hopes that that will help. The gloves are fine, but it's just those eyes are a bit scary looking. And I don't want a scary snowman. I want a happy snowman. Looks a bit better now. Okay, so as I said, I'm just going to cure that up and I'll be right back. Okay, so he's all cured up now. So I'm going to take the red icing again, grab my little stick. I'm going to pop some onto the end of my stick. Like that. I'm not going to need much for his little hat. And then I'm just going to pop that into the hat part. And I'll hold it up close to the camera so I can see on the camera what it looks like, and so that you can see. There's a bit of a touch up. Okay. Okay. So I'm happy with that. So now I'm going to take some sanding sugar, just sprinkle that on top of there. Okay. Give that another cure and I'll be right back. Okay, so just before I cured his hat, the red, I popped some brown on his mouth just to give him a nice little smile. Put the sanding sugar over, as you saw, and then, as I say, then put the brown in and then cured him. So he's looking quite nice. This bit's annoying me, but there's nothing I can do about it because apparently it did overspill a little bit. But it is what it is. And I've just had a thought about Santa's eyes. I'm thinking maybe I can do this brown and then use the pepper that we used in the roast dinner to sort of make them a bit darker. But we'll see, I'll do that in a moment. Just going to get this one finished and then at least we've got one whole cookie complete. So I'm just going to grab the green. Do the same thing I've done with the others. So grab a little bit of it on the... Oh, I think this is clear. Is it clear? Let's just see. That's fine if it is, because then I can just fill these cavities in and then just put the green sanding sugar on. Yeah, it is clear. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be a bit trickier to see where I'm going, but other than that, it's fine. Okay, so just going to fill in that bottom bit as well. Whoop. And then we'll use the sanding sugar and then we'll do what they suggest and use a spatula to scrape it off. just to make sure it goes into all the right places. And then we shall cure that, and that will be the snowman completely finished. Okay, so I'm just going to grab my, pop the lid back on that because I'm not going to use that again in this build. Grab my green sanding sugar. Ugh. Put some on there. Give it a little tap just to make sure it's definitely evenly distributed. And then grab a clean spatula. Just scrape that into those grooves. Like that. And then I'm just going to use my glove just to neaten that up a bit. Get it off of the places we don't want it. I'm guessing, obviously again, I'm not American, so my American viewers, if you could please let me know. I'm guessing, based on the other Target Christmas kits that I've had and completed, that you can get these cookies in Target, and that when you get them in Target they are all one colour, like in the instructions. That would make sense to me as to why they do that, so that it's sort of a bit more factually correct, as it were. But I personally prefer them this way, if I'm completely honest. So I end up with a little bit under his mouth. I was about to say under his chin, but it is on his chin. It's driving me potty. But yeah, I imagine that they've done it the way that they have because that's the way that the cookies actually come in real life. But I prefer them this way to an extent. They are fiddly if you don't just do them the way they've told you to. If you do them the way they've told you to, this kit would take you seconds, genuinely. Yeah, it's got a little bit on the blob of his chin there, but other than that, I think that looks quite good. And I can't get that blob off from under his chin, so we're going to leave that there. So I'm going to cure that and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's now cured. So that's him all finished. Apart from that blob, I think he's turned out really well, so I've got resin on my hand here now. But yeah, apart from that blob, I think he's turned out really nice. I think he looks really cute. So he can go on the tray, he's now finished. And then on to Santa. So, I'm going to grab the black and my little stick. I'm just going to get a little bit of the black, which is obviously brown, but it says it's black. Yeah, says black icing, but it's very much brown. But that's okay, isn't it? We can live with that. And I'm just going to pop a blob in each of his eyes. Like that. Get rid of that little bit I just offshoot. There we go. And then, as I say, if we get some of this pepper, which I have in an open packet next to me here, we just pop some of that use this stick to should have done this with the snowman really, because it does look a bit like coal up close. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. What do we think? Obviously I'm going to take these bits off over here. Let me do that so you can get a bit more of an understanding of what I'm going for. So yeah, I think that looks quite cute. And then we're going to grab the pink. Which is actually white. Oh dearie me. One second, I know I have pink, 1 minute. Okay, I'm back with some actual pink. So, there we are. So we get the stick into that. Get a drop of it. And then pop a drop in his nose. Like that. I'm just going to do his face over here. Second, sorry, it's quite difficult to see what I'm doing through the lens of the camera. This is particularly fiddly. I'm having some issues with my eyes today, so otherwise I would normally do it on camera for you, but I just want to be as precise as I possibly can. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a second. So I'm just grabbing a bit more of the pink. Can do this bit sort of on camera for you. Shout out to my brother in America if he's watching this one. He recently subscribed to me. So that's very, very cool. Shout out to my auntie and uncle, because my mum recently told me that they subscribe now as well, so that's very, very cool. Obviously, shout out to my mum and everybody else that normally watches. You're all amazing. And just shout out to everybody that's watching this. Thank you. It really is appreciated. I do love my viewers and my subscribers very much. You're all very appreciated. Apparently it's not just my eyes I'm having problems with today. So there you are. I've put some pink into his mouth, nose and skin, and I think he looks absolutely adorable. So I'm just going to cure him up. And then that's another one done, which is awesome. Back in a moment. Okay, so that's him all cured up. Just remove that little bit of sanding sugar that's, there we go. So I think that's turned out really, really cute as well. Absolutely adorable. We've got some bits of sanding sugar here. They're not stuck down. They're just sat there. But as I said, when it comes to glitter and small things like this, they do sort of cling on a little bit, don't they? So that's all that is. There we go. But yeah, I think he's turned out really sweet. I think he's way better than the snowman so far. And then on to the last one. So for this one, we're just going to use the red and the white icing. So I can put the other ones to one side. I've put the green to one side already because we're not going to be needing that again. Just make sure that hasn't leaked in there. No, it hasn't. That's good. So just popping a little blob of the white on there. And then, where is my stick? There's my stick. I'm just going to train that down in there, and then grab some of it have you got sanding sugar on you? See, gets everywhere. And just pop that in that one, like that. A bit more of that. I put quite a large reservoir in that one because it's quite a large pocket, and I thought it would make a good little palette for me to just grab some of the white resin to fill in these white ones. So I'm just alternating, missing one out and then doing the next one white. Like this. Making sure it goes right the way to the middle edge. There we are so far. See what I mean? Depth perception is a little bit off when I'm looking through the camera to do things, but it's okay. Now I'm going to cure those ones first, and then I'm going to put some more white on, and then I'll do the red stripes and the sanding sugar. So I'll be right back, one moment. Okay, so that's those bits dried, or not dried, cured. So where's my white? There's my white. So have I got another wide one? Yeah, this one. So I'm just popping an excess into that one that I can then use in the others. I know I've spilt over a little bit, but that's okay. It will be fine. Okay. Oops, sorry, I just nudged the camera, I do apologise. Just touch the screen just to get that focus back on. To get to the focus back on, there we go. Deary me. There we are. I get very impatient with these things and I just want them to be done. I'm just like, oh, just be done already. But then I'm sad when I've finished, which isn't good. But I know a couple of the presents I'm getting this year. And I know, obviously I know for sure I'm getting the Krispy Kreme Happy Birthday donut. So I know that I've got some more on their way that I can focus on in the new year. Should be good. Apologies, my hands are covered in glitter from doing last minute Christmas cards and such. So I do apologise. Again, glitter gets absolutely everywhere, doesn't it? Oh, that one's cured. There's me trying to take from that one. It's already cured. I'm going to take from this one though, because this one shouldn't have any white in it anyway. Just spilled over from that one. I need a bit more white. Put it it straight onto my stick this time. Oh, she says, depth perception, there we go. Okay. So it's weird because I'm not doing it backwards, but looking through the camera to do it, it's almost like I'm looking at it backwards. It's very weird. I will tidy that cavity up that I've put white in when I shouldn't have, by the way. But I just want to get this all into where it should be. And then go in and tidy that one last one up with the opposite end of the stick once the stick has been cleaned. I'll just do that quickly off camera, just for you. 1 second. It'll take a lot less time if I just scrape that out over here. Okay, there we are. Very pretty. So I'm just going to give that a quick cure and then I will be right back to do the final stage. Okay, so that's all cured up now. Looking very nice. So I just need to pop the Thank goodness it's cured up, my goodness. And just clear this spatula off. I'm not going to use the spatula, but it just annoys me. It's sat there covered in green sanding sugar. Okay. Oof. Sorry, just changing my position. So stick red. Get some red on the stick. This stuff is so thick. It's really, really nice. It's one of my favourite reds that I've used. I would say it's probably up to par with the Haribo red, but obviously that was a lot more liquidy. That's the only thing it had over this one. This one's very thick. So I somehow managed to get dog hair on my little cookie. Things are not going well today. But this too shall pass, as they say. There we go. Right, let's try again. So, just gently popping a little tiny bit, because it is so thick, I'm just popping a tiny bit into these lines, and then I'll come back and distribute it better afterwards. So weird using thick resin like this, because obviously normally, as I've said many times, it is self-leveling. So normally it's nice and easy. But in this one it is not nice and easy. It's a bit of a pain in the bottom, to be honest with you. But again, that's why they tell you to do it the way they tell you to do it, I guess. And obviously you use just the white resin for everything in this build normally. As I'm not on camera, I do apologise. So I'm just going to fill that gap in. I'm probably going to have to put more in there. But we'll just give it a nice little coating for now. Okay. It's alright, buddy, it's just someone outside. It's okay, darling. Don't you worry your little head. Sorry, my dog's not best pleased. Someone just rode their bicycle, might I add, up the road. and for some reason bipped their bicycle bell. He's come to make sure I'm okay. You silly boy. Oh, he's gone to lie back down with my little lady now. Okay. So I just had to get... There was a blockage. I'm guessing when I was curing other stuff, I accidentally cured the nozzle. So there was a blockage in the mouth of this resin, which is probably why I was thinking it was so thick. So I take back everything I said a minute ago. It's actually not too thick. It was me being thick that was the problem. Can you see it if I put it there? No. What if I put it there? Yes. Okay. Okay. This is much easier because I can do this without having to look through the camera and you're still in frame. Which is good. We like that a lot. Okay. Again, I'm not massively bothered if I go over the edges because I know that I'll be able to tidy it up afterwards. But some of these lines are very, very minute. So it is hard to colour between the lines, as they say. Actually, yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm just going to slather it on, and then I'm going to use my trusty plastic glove to just wipe off the excess. I'm not trying to go massively outside the lines or anything, but if I do go outside the lines, I'm just going to push it back into the lines in a moment with my disposable glove. Right. Let's just do that then. So just getting the corner of my latex glove and just pushing that over there. It's not really gone very dark, but it's still nice. I still think it's pretty. I'm going to cure that up, and I'm going to put another thin layer on just those bits, put some sanding sugar on, and then we'll be done for this video. It has taken a lot longer than I was anticipating it taking, but I think it'll turn out nice in the end, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I cured the first layer, and then to stop the tedium of you having to watch me do the second layer, I did the second layer off camera. So now I'm just going to pop the sanding sugar on top, like this. Got quite a lot left on my mat, so one second. Apologies for that, my goodness. Got quite a lot left on my mat, as I was saying, so I shouldn't need too much more. I might need a little bit more. There's some in the cap as well, so let me just pop that on there. Do that. Has that gone into all the bits? I think so. Just making sure that sugar's gone all the way down to the ends. There we go. So I'm just going to cure that, and then I will tidy it up and come back one moment. Okay, so that's all done now. Wait for that to focus again. Hello. Why won't you focus today? What is going on? There you go. So that's all done and cured. In true me fashion, anybody that knows me face to face will tell you I'm never happy with my own crafting results. And the Santa is the only one out of those three that I'm genuinely happy with. But they're done, and they took me a long time, and I think they've still turned out better than they would have. I might do some of the others the way that they've told you to do them, just to see how it ends up looking in real life. But that's it for today's video. I'm so sorry it's taken as long as it has. I hope you've all enjoyed it. Please drop me a comment and a like. Even if your comment is just a wave, just so I know you're there, that'd be lovely. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.